Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a super common check engine light code that pops up all the time, especially when the weather starts to cool down. So, what exactly is P0128? The official description is coolant temperature below thermostat, regulating temperature. In plain English, it means your car's engine is getting up to its normal operating temperature as quickly as it should. Your car's computer, the ECU, has a timer. It knows that within a certain amount of time and under specific driving conditions, the engine should reach a target temperature, usually somewhere around 195 to 220 degrees Fahrenheit. When it takes too long to get there, the ECU says, "Hey, something's not right here." And it triggers the check engine light and stores that P0128 code. Now, you might be thinking, my car's running cool. What's the big deal? Isn't that a good thing? Well, not really. An engine is designed to run at a specific temperature for optimal performance and efficiency. When it runs too cool, you'll start to notice some real-world problems. First, your fuel economy will take a nosedive. The ECU will keep the engine in what's called an open-loop mode, running a richer fuel mixture to try and warm things up. That means you're burning more gas than necessary. Second, you'll probably notice your heater isn't blowing as hot as it used to. The heat for your cabin comes from the hot engine coolant. So if the coolant isn't hot, you're not getting much heat. And finally, you might just feel like your car takes forever to warm up and feel normal on a cold morning. So, what's causing this problem? The overwhelming majority of the time, the culprit for a P0128 code is a faulty thermostat. Let's talk about what a thermostat does. It's basically a valve that sits between your engine and your radiator. When you first start your cold engine, the thermostat stays closed. This keeps the coolant circulating only within the engine block, allowing it to warm up quickly. Once the coolant reaches the thermostat's opening temperature, it opens up, allowing the coolant to flow to the radiator to be cooled down. This cycle maintains the perfect operating temperature. The most common failure mode for a thermostat is getting stuck open. It might be stuck wide open, or just slightly open. When this happens, coolant is flowing to the radiator from the moment you start the car. The engine is constantly being cooled, so it struggles to ever reach its proper operating temperature, especially in cooler weather or on the highway where you have a lot of airflow. This is exactly the scenario that triggers the P0128 code. Fixing this is usually a straightforward DIY job. The first and most likely fix is to simply replace the thermostat. They are relatively inexpensive parts. You'll need to locate the thermostat housing, which is typically where the upper radiator hose connects to the engine. You'll drain some coolant, unbolt the housing, swap out the old thermostat for a new one, put it all back together, and then refill and bleed the cooling system to remove any air pockets. Always make sure you install the new thermostat in the correct orientation. Now, while the thermostat is the prime suspect about 90% of the time, there are a couple of other less common possibilities. One is low coolant. If your coolant level is too low, the coolant temperature sensor might be exposed to air instead of coolant, giving an inaccurate reading to the computer. So, before you do anything, pop your hood and check your coolant reservoir. If it's low, top it off and see if the problem goes away. But remember to ask yourself where that coolant went. You might have a leak that needs to be addressed. The other potential cause is a faulty coolant temperature sensor itself. This sensor is what tells the ECU how hot the coolant is. If the sensor is failing and reading colder than the actual temperature, it can fool the ECU into thinking the engine isn't warming up, triggering the P0128 code. If you replace the thermostat, and you're sure your coolant level is good, but the code comes back, the next step would be to test or replace the coolant temperature sensor. You can often check its resistance with a multimeter against a temperature chart to see if it has reading correctly. So, to recap, you get a P0128. First, check your coolant level. If it's good, your most likely problem is a thermostat that's stuck open. Replacing the thermostat will solve the issue in the vast majority of cases. If that doesn't work, then it's time to look at the coolant temperature sensor. It's a simple diagnostic path for a very common code. I hope this video helps you understand the P0128 code and gives you the confidence to tackle it yourself. Taking care of it will not only get rid of that annoying check engine light, but will also improve your gas mileage and make your winter drives a lot warmer. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Drop a comment below with your own experiences. And don't forget to subscribe for more DIY auto repair videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.